Today on the Topping Show, Bud Light releases a ridiculous ad on Twitter and fails epically. NHL to cancel Pride jerseys next year. Hunter Biden gets a plea deal with no jail time. You have the U.S. Navy knowing that the submarine was sunk days before actually telling the public. Disney fires their chief diversity officer. Target pushing for next day delivery. SpaceX now valued at $150 billion. Mazda going to bring back the rotary engine. Ford is prepping for major layoffs, and Honda recalls over 1 million vehicles. All that and much more on The Topping Show. Thank you for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of Topping Show is sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder released twice today. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, need a little assistance, you can reach the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Now, other interesting political news, the U.S. Navy apparently knew that the submarine imploded a week prior to telling the public. Now, this is a report that showed that the U.S. Navy knew that the Titan implosion last Sunday, but the government and the Biden admins only released the news on Thursday. So about a week difference. Coincidentally, during that week, that was when Hunter was working out his plea deal and the whistleblower reports were being released with collaboration that he was getting slapped on the wrist as opposed to actual justice. Thursday was also when the parts of the submarine were discovered. Now, the Navy didn't say the specific name of the system they used to detect the implosion, probably because it costs more money than a Ferrari and is classified military technology. Understandable. They don't want to tell us the actual name of the technology. But the U.S. Navy did admit that they, quote, the U.S. Navy conducted an analysis of the acoustic data and detected an anomaly consistent with an implosion or explosion in the general vicinity of where the Titan submersible was operating when communications were lost, unquote. Which, again, it's not like there's 12 submersibles down there, submarines down there. If you hear a sound, that's what it was. Now, they further went on to say that, while not definitive, this information was immediately shared with the incident commander to assist with the ongoing search and rescue mission. So the data was immediately transmitted to the other parties, but just not to the general public. Now, there are allegations that some of the news outlets knew this as well, and they said nothing. Now, some are saying for the conspiracy that, or not conspiracy, I don't know if we have any solid facts, but it seems logical that this perhaps was done as a diversion to make sure people didn't pay attention to Hunter Biden getting slapped on the wrist. But even if they didn't do that, maybe it was just so that selfishly those news sites can get more clicks, likes, and shares, and subscribes, and comments, and eyeballs glued to the screens on their phones for their websites. That perhaps might be another reason why the news outlets really didn't share that data. Now, the news outlets also had communications with James Cameron, who is famously the director of the Smurf movie with the Smurfs. Avatar? I think is what it's called. The Smurf movie. And Titanic. And Terminator. Lots of movies. Now, James Cameron is a diving enthusiast. He's actually gone down and he's dove to the Titanic 33 times, which is probably a record. And he also holds an official record for the deepest dive at 35,787 feet over there on the Mariana Trench. Now, James Cameron also had communications on that Sunday, so immediately after the incident, which communication was lost with the submersible, the submarine, and he's talking with a bunch of the diving enthusiasts, and they all concluded, and especially he, with all data that they had, that they knew the sub was gone. Now, he attributed a few things, or a couple of things, not only the communications with talking, but also telemetry data. A lot of the data capture devices all simultaneously just stopped at once, which one of those things where Occam's razor, the simplest solution is usually the most likely one. Okay, if you have, perhaps a good analogy would be you have your cell phone, your laptop, and your house phone, which for people under 50 might not know. Well, there used to be a phone just for your house, with telephone poles and everything. Fascinating technology. Good old Alexander Graham Bell. But I digress. Imagine having all those three fail at once. So you had the cell phone stop working, you had the house phone stop working, and let's say you had the TV stop working with the cable or something. If all of those three things fail at once, most likely the house does not exist. It's been wiped off the block somehow. And yet, the U.S. public didn't realize it for about 5 days later. So the pessimist in me is probably leaning towards the side of it was used as an advantageous event to distract the public. Although, that being said, it's not like the public's going to do anything. People might get angry and they'll tweet something and they'll say, "Oh, this is unfair." Well, yeah, like, yeah. I don't know what to tell you. Vote third party. Vote. I don't know. Time shall tell to see if anyone has if faith increases in the justice system. I'm a little more pessimistic these days than usual. Those vehicles are especially charged with emotional rhetoric because they're family vehicles. So to have any type of issues with reliability or a recall on some of your most profitable products, I mean, that's got to be the business blunder of the day. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Cannot thank you enough. I really appreciate it if you take the time to like, subscribe, and comment. Each one of those things greatly helps out the channel. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your coworkers, tell your enemies, heck, tell your friends, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.